Older men often enjoy the perception of maturity, wisdom, and emotional control. But women, whether consciously or unconsciously, don't just accept that perception blindly. They test it. Why? Because age doesn't guarantee strength. Many men grow older without ever developing emotional discipline, confidence, or integrity. Women need to be sure that what looks like maturity on the surface is real underneath. These tests aren't games. They're defense mechanisms. Women use them to evaluate who they can respect, who they can trust, and who deserves their emotional energy. If you're a man over 30, or aspire to have that calm, masculine energy that comes with maturity, this video is for you. Let's break down the 7 subtle yet powerful ways women test older men, and how to pass each one with silent strength. 1. She creates subtle conflict to test your emotional stability. One of the most silent, yet revealing tests women give older men is watching how they respond to discomfort. This doesn't always come in the form of loud arguments. It often starts with small, low-stakes conflict. Maybe she teases your opinion, makes a sarcastic comment, or purposely disagrees with something minor like your restaurant choice. She might even pick a soft argument on purpose, just to see what lies behind your calm appearance. She's watching how quickly you get offended. Do you take things personally? Do you become passive-aggressive, cold, or defensive? These reactions signal one thing: emotional immaturity, regardless of your age. Real masculinity is tested in how you handle tension. If you can remain composed, listen actively, and stay emotionally centered even when someone tries to shake you, that's when she knows she's dealing with a man who's in control of himself. How to pass the test. When she disagrees or provokes lightly, pause before speaking. Smile or calmly respond. You can say something like, "That's a fair point," or "interesting perspective." Never let small things rattle you. That's what separates mature men from reactive boys. 2. She challenges your beliefs to measure strength versus rigidity. At some point, she'll bring up something she knows you feel strongly about. Maybe your views on family, money, relationships, or lifestyle. But here's the twist. She doesn't always want agreement. She wants to feel the depth of your character. She's watching to see whether you shut her down, dominate the conversation, or allow a meaningful exchange. Will you argue to win, or connect to understand? Older men are expected to have a developed worldview, but not an inflexible one. She wants a man who thinks deeply, not one who's stuck in his ways or threatened by new perspectives. How to pass the test. Share your thoughts with confidence. Then invite her perspective. Say something like, "That's a different angle. I like that." It shows intellectual security and emotional balance. You win her heart by holding your frame, not by forcing it on her. 3. She delays responses or makes you wait to test your neediness. This test is subtle, and most men fail it without realizing. She suddenly takes longer to reply to your messages. She seems distant. Or she says, "I'll let you know later about plans." Now your ego feels it. You want to double text, ask what's wrong, or remind her of your presence. But if you do, you fail. Why? Because she's not just testing your patience. She's testing how attached you are to her attention. A strong, mature man doesn't chase. He doesn't panic when someone pulls away. He gives space, stays grounded, and trusts his worth. How to pass the test. Don't overmessage. Don't explain yourself. Let her miss your presence while you stay focused on your life. The more you remain calm and detached, the more powerfully she feels your emotional independence. And that's what brings her closer. 4. She mentions other men to trigger insecurity. Here's a classic psychological test. She casually brings up an ex-boyfriend, talks about a guy who flirts with her, or praises a male friend. She's not doing it to hurt you. She's observing your reaction. Will you get jealous? Will you start questioning her loyalty or trying to outshine that other guy? Or will you remain unbothered, knowing your value? A secure man doesn't compete. He knows no one can replace his presence. If another man gets your energy, she learns that your security is fragile. How to pass the test. Smile. Nod. Maybe even say something playful like, "Sounds like he's got good taste." Then move on. Your emotional stillness here isn't just attractive, it's dominant. She will sense your power instantly. 5. She tests your financial boundaries. You're older. You probably earn more, live better, and carry more responsibility. Naturally, some women may push to see whether you define your worth through spending power. She might hint at expensive dates, talk about money, or share financial pressure she's under. She's watching how you react. Are you quick to offer cash or gifts? Are you trying to prove your value through your wallet? A real man doesn't use money to compensate for emotional weakness. He provides where appropriate, but never lets money become the center of his identity. How to pass the test. Don't overspend to impress. Be generous, but only in alignment with your values. If something feels forced, decline it respectfully. You can say, "Let's keep it simple tonight. Good conversation matters more to me than price tags." That's masculine restraint, and women respect it deeply. 6. She observes how you treat people you don't need. This is one of the most quiet, yet brutal tests. A woman pays close attention to how you treat waiters, cleaners, shopkeepers, people who can't benefit you socially. You might open every door for her, be charming and sweet, but if she sees you act dismissively toward a server or act irritated with a stranger, she instantly reevaluates you. Why? Because how you treat those you don't need reveals your true self. How to pass the test. Make kindness a natural part of your presence, not a performance. When you show consistent respect to everyone, you broadcast humility and real strength. She'll admire you for it silently, but profoundly. 7. She asks you to lead to test your confidence in action. Whether she says, "Where do you want to eat?" or "What do you think we should do?" Don't assume she's just being polite. Often, these are soft invitations to lead. Older men are expected to have direction, to be decisive, not passive. But leadership isn't about control, it's about clarity, presence, and balance. If you always say, "Whatever you want," or avoid decision-making, she starts losing faith in your masculine strength. She wants a partner who knows what he wants. How to pass the test. Take initiative. Suggest a plan. Say, "Let's go here, I think you'll love it." And if she objects, stay calm and flexible. Strong leaders listen and adjust without losing momentum. That's the kind of man she wants to follow. You may be older, but that doesn't guarantee you'll pass these tests. Emotional maturity, grounded leadership, and inner confidence don't come from age. They come from awareness and effort. Women test men not to frustrate them, but to find out who's real, who can handle pressure, who doesn't fold under emotion, who leads with strength, but stays gentle. If you pass these 7 tests, you don't just earn her attraction. You earn her trust, respect, and loyalty. And that's something even money or looks can never buy.